Good morning, Kuwait, and good morning to you, dear viewers, and everyone who's watching us through KTV2. Welcome to a new episode of your morning program, Good Morning Kuwait. And today, as always, we have various segments and special guests that we are so happy and pleased to have them with us this morning. So please keep watching us till the end of the episode. So hello and good morning, Saad.
Good morning to you, Sarah, and of course, good morning to all of our viewers at KTV2. Yes, we come to you live every week from Sunday to Thursday, and yes, Good Morning Kuwait bring you the segments and interviews to inform you and update you what is going on in our beloved country, the state of Kuwait.
Exactly, Saad. So we are actually, Saad, living in the season, summer season, the really long holiday season, and we have a lot of free time, especially for students and children.
Yes, Sarah, especially we are in the summer, of course, it's a break from school, but it's not break from having exciting things to develop skills, especially for our youth, our newer generations. If you have younger brothers, sisters, or even children, make sure to make them have fun and learn.
Exactly, Saad, and we have a lot of, let's say, a club also, and also we have workshops during the holiday season, especially for girls. For example, they learn how to do craftsmanship, for example, to do embroidery, needling, and much more about craftsmanship. And also for kids, for boys, they can learn how to swim, how to do some karate as well.
Yes.
It's really interesting.
Yes, especially in this day and age, we have the social media. If you are a parent or a older brother, check the social media for activities to make them enhance their skills, because creativity is very important for our children.
Exactly, Saad, because we have a long break, so that's why we need to improve the skills for our dear kids. Especially now we are living a really hot summer. It's really good to have some also indoors activities as well, isn't it?
Yes, of course, you can make them do sports in the big arenas. In Kuwait, we are lucky to have these, the Ministry of Youth.
Exactly.
They managed to make it easier for them. So take the step and go ahead, I think.
And go ahead. That's
yes.
Great, Saad. So speaking about the really hot summer, how about to check the weather forecast together, and we'll be right back to you. And now, dear viewers, with Kuna News. And the first headline, His Highness the Emir Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable to President of Egypt, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, congratulating him on the July 23rd revolution anniversary. His Highness the Emir wished President al-Sisi good health and the Egyptian people all progress and prosperity, and the sturdy relations between the two nations for their growth and developments.
Representative of His Highness the Prime Minister Sheikh Ahmed Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, the Minister of Foreign Affairs Sheikh Salim Abdullah Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, headed to delegation to the International Conference on Development and Migration, which was called for by the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. The conference was kicked off earlier in the Italian capital Rome, was also participated by Tunisian President Qais Said.
Kuwaiti referee Mohammed Al-Shatti said he was honored to have represented in home nation as he made his officiating debut during the final contest of tennis showpiece Wimbledon event last week.
Kuwaiti rally racer Mishari Al-Dhafiri came first in the overall ranking of the T3 category in the fourth round of the Baja Aragon Rally, which concluded last night in Spain. That was Kona News, and now let's go for a quick break and we will be right back. And now we will move to our colleague Major Sarah Jamil, General Deputy of Public Relations and Media Security, to provide us with the latest traffic and security news in Kuwait. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning to you and to our dear viewers, and welcome to the Ministry of Interior's segment.
Well, good morning, Major Sarah. We'd like to know what is the latest traffic condition in the street of Kuwait right now.
Yes, Sarah, the traffic movement is looking very good in the most parts. As you see maybe here in the screens, the traffic movement in the most parts is looking perfect, better than today earlier. Actually, these days, no traffic jam with high density because no schools, so it's expected. And the traffic congestions started since 7:30 or 7:45 until 8:30, and after this time, the traffic movement becomes smoother. Once again, following the traffic rules will help in reducing car accident may cause a traffic jam or traffic congestions in different roads. But still, as you know, the major roads toward Kuwait City are facing every morning traffic congestion with light to medium density actually. But as I told you, following the traffic rules will help in reducing a traffic jam.
That's very comforting. Could you tell us, Major Sarah, what is the latest and most important security news?
Yes, we have many security news, and we will start it with the first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Interior, Sheikh Dalal Khalid Al-Sabah, has made a decision to authorize the use of driving license and the driving vehicle permits issued by Kuwaiti mobile ID application and the Ministry of Interior official website for both government and non-government transactions. Also, 30 careless drivers received prison terms and 1 year driving license suspension, and between the 1st of March 2023 and the end of May 2023. Also, we just want to announce that citizens and residents can take an appointment for the biometric fingerprint through Sahel application, and Gulf countries citizen GCC can take the appointment through the Ministry of Interior official website, and travelers are allowed to leave the state of Kuwait before doing so. Finally, we just want to announce that the Operation Room 112 received many reports about car fires, and it's very important today to remind the drivers to avoid keeping any flammable materials inside their cars, such as power bank, perfumes, or lighter for their safety. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and back to studio.
Thanks, Captain Major Sarah Jamil, for actually updating us for the traffic news. Big thanks to you. So, sad we have too many segments and too many reports, but I think we're going to have a break.
Yes, we will have a quick break, and we will be right back.
And we came back again, dear viewers. We have too many reports. And one of the most important, or let's say interesting reports about, let's say, like learning about cultures all around the world. And one of them, like Japanese restaurants. Saad, do you love like Japanese food, first of all?
Yes, of course. Who doesn't love sushi? I love sushi and noodles. Of course, noodles is the international food. You can find it in many ways in Italy and in China.
Yes.
But when we talk about Japanese restaurants,
yes,
they are all over the world, and you can feel the culture and taste the difference. It's unique and special, especially for me.
Exactly. You said you can feel the culture, especially with the decorations.
Yes, of course.
When you enter any actually Japanese, let's say, restaurant, you can sit lay down in the floor.
Yes.
With their cushions and their, like, let's say, decent and calm colors all around. It's really interesting.
Yes, when you visit a authentic Japanese restaurant, you can feel the authenticity and culture, and they also love wood. They surround everything by wood because it's the energy coming from the wood. It's not from plastic or steel. This is the furniture and every design of a Japanese restaurant, actually.
Exactly.
Sarah.
I heard it's like natural, actually, wood.
Yes.
We're gonna learn that, your viewers, through this following report. Let's watch it together.
Hi there. Today we're going to talk about concepts for restaurants. How do we go at it? Usually when clients come to me, the first thing I ask them is, if this restaurant was a person, how would you describe them? What's their character like? The more you give me information, the more you envision this identity, the more we can work on the place. That plus your menu. The menu is extremely essential, not only because I'm a harsh local guide, but also because the food defines your average ticket. In order to give the overall experience, the average ticket must consider the interior design, the menu, and basically everything that the customer goes through when they go into your restaurant. In Kuwait, interior design is on a whole different level. Everywhere you go, it's quite amazing. And compared to any other country, it's rare you find how much detail and work goes into this. Because in here, your interior design plus your food and the overall experience really define your success rate. So how can we work on that? How can we define our interior and our concept? After going through the branding, the analysis, I often like to go into a minor detail that can probably tell a story. And then I will take the story and turn it into something that the customer lives when they come into the space. Basically, telling a story through the interior and the overall design. I'll give a reference of a case that we worked on. When we started working on this restaurant, it's a Japanese fusion, so I wanted to give the feeling of Japanese without really sensing it. So for this project, I wanted to see if I can translate a street view, the street facade, the urban fabric into a restaurant interior, and it doesn't even scream Japanese. So I went to the traditional district in Japan called Kyoto, specifically to Machaya, and I started doing analysis of the street. We look for patterns, proportions, scale, materials, textures, what is combined with what are the traditional elements. So for example, I used a lot of the concept of, for example, tatami, which is the pattern they use for their flooring. We used the similar thing for our flooring. So we placed marble tiles in the same arrangement as tatamis, and we even left distance and joints in between thick enough to have lights in it just to kind of elevate it a little bit. And the most interesting part is the traditional elements. Translating something traditional into something contemporary, into something tangible, is very much like food fusion. So basically, to conclude, I took all the analysis that we did from the materials, the textures, the feelings, the proportions, and the scales, and translated them into our interior. And that's just one way of going at it. Thank you. Until next time.
And now, dear viewers, with our special guest for today. The Kuwait Petroleum Corporation is the ministry of the oil industry and its derivates in that country. And there are 10 companies in different oil fields, including liquefied gas. The field of gas is a field of great importance, and the corporation is working hard to meet the needs of the local market. More details on this subject with our guest, Engineer Hussein Al-Hazim. He's a team leader LPG operation in Shuaiba, Kuwait Oil Tanker Company. So hello and good morning, Engineer.
Good morning, and thank you for having me in your program.
You are most welcome, Engineer. So we're going to talk about the gas cylinders and gas field, especially in Shuaiba. So, Engineer Hussein, let's talk about, let's say, the prominent picture, which is the gas field. Let's talk about the journey about this gas field from the beginning until the end.
Right. Mainly our cylinders, we are the main supplier of the domestic LPG cylinders, which is been used for cooking and heating during the winter. Usually our main customers are the branches belonging to the co-op societies.
Yes.
Usually the cylinders comes from the branches. We pack them in pallets of 35 cylinders each, and then we put them on our distribution trucks, which can take 21 pallets, which is the box where we put the cylinders. They come empty to our filling branch in Shuaiba, which is in south of Kuwait, before we start unpacking the truck. We make sure they are in a good condition, and then they enter our filling centers. In our filling centers, we do our safety checks. We
Yes.
check the physically the status and the condition of the cylinders to make sure it's safe, there is no damage in it. before it goes to the filling line. Before it goes to the filling line, we check also the collar, which is the top of the cylinder, as well as the foot ring, and then it goes inside the filling machine, which we call it carousel, which is a circular machine. Once we finish the filling, like the normal cylinders where you see in our market, which is the gray one, it takes 12 kilograms of liquid LPG, which is liquefied petroleum gas. After the filling, we check the weight of the cylinder to make sure the cylinder is being filled with a 12 kg. The next step, we check the leakage of the cylinder, especially on the valve, which is the golden part on top of the cylinder, to make sure there is no gas leak in the cylinders. After that, we put the plastic cap, which is like for commercial guarantee, to ensure the cylinder, once it's delivered again to the branches and to the end user, it is being checked, filled, and it's in good condition. And then we pack it up on the truck.
Wow, that's really quite good and really long, let's say, journey about like it's transporting actually the gas cylinders. You talked about the, let's say, the safety standard, how to secure the gas cylinder. Do you have any more points how actually to secure actually those cylinders?
Yes, like safety is the most important thing in our plant. It's a priority actually. We make sure the cylinders, I mean, before we fill it, we check the physical condition of the cylinder. We make sure the cylinder it's in a good shape. We check also there is like what we call it a rubber seal on top of the valves. We make sure it is like a new. There is no cut in it. It's not damaged. Also, I mean, during the filling process, inside the filling plant, we make sure all our equipment are designed and manufactured in a like according to international standards to make sure it can be used inside our filling plant. Also our cylinders and the accessories like the regulator on top of the cylinder, the hoses we are using, we all always like manufacture them and make sure they are according to the latest international standards in LPG industry, especially like the regulators. Now it's the color is now the green one or the red one. You will find it. The last one was orange, but you will see the new one, the red one now in the market. And also the hoses, we make sure they are in the good conditions and in a, like with the highest or latest standards in gas.
That's really great, Engineer Hussein. I'm curious how many engineers actually they do such operations, really quite, let's say, not complicated, but it's really specific and has really huge responsibility on the engineers.
Right, yes. Mainly, I mean, our like engineers and staff are very competent. We make sure we do like a frequent training for them. We make sure they know what they are doing. Actually, we do send them like for training either in Kuwait or abroad, as well as we make sure to participate in the worldwide like conferences and expeditions to see what's the latest in LPG industry to make sure we are using the latest in this field.
Well, greeting and appreciation to all the staff member engineer.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the Shuaibah branch, since you are a team leader in LPG like operation in the Shuaibah branch engineer. Let's talk about the size of the production capacity, the liquefied gas in the Shuaibah branch.
Right. Like in Shuaibah, we are filling 30,000 cylinders per day, which will be equivalent to 7 million cylinders per year. And just I would like to mention, we have also another branch which is in north of Kuwait, in Aish, which also produce around 40,000 cylinders per day. And this will reach around 9 million per year, where the total will be around 16 million cylinders we fill per year.
That's amazing. Engineer, we can see on screen a lot of cylinders. Can you please like elaborate and explain about this procedure here?
Yes, this is what I just told you. This is, I mean, the entry of the cylinders. Once it's entered our filling line, this is the conveyors where the cylinders are moving. Also now here you can see the washing machine, which is mainly the cosmetic machine. This is where I told you the carousel was the rotating machine where it fills the LPG with cylinder. This is the machine. It has like 72 stands. It can take 72 cylinders in one time. This is one of the operators. They are checking or operating the valves and the machines itself. This is one of the process we are doing where we fill and unload the road tankers which is the bulk supply of LPG.
So how many actually, let's say, gas cylinders you produce each day?
Each day, as I told you before, 30,000, which will be around, as I told you, like 7 million per year.
Yes. That's
yes. And also, just to make sure, I mean, once we fill it, not only we just fill it, they are safe and they are certified and they can be used with the end user.
So, Engineer, what are the safety features like in gas cylinders?
Yes, in gas cylinders, I mean, mainly, I mean, we follow what's, as I told you before, the latest in LPG industry.
Yes.
We are using like the European and American standards in producing and filling process of LPG. Like, for example, for the accessories we are using, we make sure they are according to European standards. They have like an expiry and like dates where it has to be used within a limit time, like let's say 6 years. After that, it has to be changed. Also for the cylinders, we do like a frequent requalification or reconditioning of the cylinder to make sure after 12 years, we do the reconditioning after the manufacturing date, just to ensure it's safe and in a good condition.
That's amazing, Engineer. So let's talk about the gas cylinders in restaurants, especially. They have a lot of restaurants and too many gas cylinders. And what is actually the secure procedures to use gas cylinders in restaurants, especially with the heat nowadays?
Yeah, thank you for asking me this question, because usually we face some problems, especially with the usage of our cylinders in commercial use. We have no problem mainly with the usage of cylinders in houses or like in residential areas. The problem mainly we face with the commercial. In the commercial, sometimes they I mean, they don't treat or use the cylinder in a proper way.
Yes.
The way they put it inside the restaurant, I mean, we always recommend or request to put it in a safe cabinet, a ventilated cabinet on the side, not in the middle of the kitchen underneath the cooker, which is unsafe. We also encourage the user, I mean, to handle it in a friendly way, the cylinders. Sometimes they are using it like tough, where they like roll it around on the ground, they don't carry it around. This will damage the cylinder itself, and also it will might affect also the security or the safety of the cylinder itself.
That's amazing, Engineer. Like great steps actually how to secure actually the gas cylinders during our like in the restaurants. Are there any more method or precautions that we can use actually to secure the safety of the gas cylinders, like during the use?
Yes.
Like even in the home actually. Homes.
Yeah, even with the home. Always we recommend the usage of the certified and approved accessories for the cylinders. Like, for example, for the regulators, make sure you will see KOTC logo on top of it. You see the date, the expiry date of the logo itself. The hoses you use, don't use a cheap stuff thing. Make sure you use the KOTC hoses, because they are certified and approved from our side.
Yes.
Also the cylinder, once you connect the hoses and the regulator to the cylinder, before you switch it on, make sure you use like a soapy water to ensure there is no gas leak.
Yes.
To ensure the safety of yourself and the people around you.
That's amazing, Engineer. So let's actually comment about the Kuwaiti workers in the company. You mentioned about how actually it's really a precise procedure they are doing day by day, especially now in the summer, and they are working and make sure they have really secure gas cylinders to distribute to all Kuwait, all around Kuwait. So let's talk about the Kuwaiti workers.
Yes, actually we raise a hat to our colleagues in our plant. They are doing their best, especially in this condition and this time of the year. You know, temperature reaches close to 50 degrees,
I know.
which is a very tough environment. But actually, they are doing their best. They are helping each other. We have a lovely community where I mean, the senior helping the juniors, where the engineers and the supervisor and operator, they work together as a team, which is the good thing we have in our plant and in our company. And we always encourage them to do their best. And from our side, we are always behind them, and we are always pushing them to the end. Yes.
That's really amazing, Engineer Hussein. We have actually greeting from us, Good Morning Kuwait, to all the staff members and appreciation. We are so proud of them. Do you have any last word, Engineer?
Thank you again for this opportunity to talk about the cylinders. Just would like to tell our people watching this program, the cylinder is safe. It has been manufactured and designed with the latest and the highest standard of international standards in this field. Don't worry about the quality, the safety. What we are telling you, use it nicely. Make sure not to damage the cylinder, because in the end it will be for your safety and for the safety of the people working around you.
I'm pretty sure they are in really safe hands. Thank you so much, Engineer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big thanks and appreciation to our dear guest, Engineer Hussein Al-Hazim. He's a team leader in LPG operation in Shaiba Kuwait Oil Tanker Company. Robot jobs are increasing in our world day by day, occupying an important place in our daily requirements. After medicine, surgery, engineering, agriculture, aviation, industry, and housekeeping, what is the news that you enter a restaurant run by a robot? You order food through a screen, and robot comes to you with the order. More details from this interesting report. Let's watch it together.
The world is developing very rapidly, especially in the light of the fourth industrial revolution and the era of artificial intelligence. The Internet of Things, virtual worlds, cloud computing, and the amazing progress witnessed by robotic industry with the steady development of algorithms. This change includes everything in all sectors without exception. And among these emerging sectors that are witnessing continuous development due to technical progress is the food and food industry sector in the world. What is driving this market to grow is the steady progress in food industry technology. Rapid innovations in robotic progressing technologies and data technology are creating new opportunities for growth in this emerging and ambitious industry. Increasing awareness among the health-conscious population increases the demand of healthy foods, this is leading to a growing demand for healthier, cheaper, and safe food products. In addition, the growth of e-commerce and cash-on-delivery channels contributes to the growth of the food technology market. In addition to the increasing prevalence of the Internet and smartphones in developing economies, supporting the development and prosperity of this sector. Factors such as the demand for higher quality products, lower reliance on employees, and lower technology costs are expected to spur future food technology market progress. It is expected that robots in the production process will enhance growth opportunities in the food technology market, as the adoption of these promising technologies will increase production volumes, improve food safety, and reduce personnel costs. In addition, digitization increases predictability and contributes to the simplified use of production lines, thus improving efficiency and aiding market growth. The profession of pilot is considered one of the wonderful professions that is the dream and ambition of many young people in the world. The profession of a pilot differs from other professions. All professions require that the employee performs the best possible performance, but the pilot is responsible for all the lives on board, and what is required, excellent performance all the time. Everyone has a dream of being a pilot when they grow up, and dreams are renewed periodically over the years. But very few run after their dream and sought to get it and quickly achieve it. Being a pilot is not an easy thing, and it is not a common thing in our society. He who possesses the fitness, knowledge, training, and courage is the one who can pursue careers in aviation. And today we will know how much time a student needs to study aviation and know the cost of studying aviation. And we will tell you a few easy steps how to become a pilot and achieve your dreams through our guest, Captain Abdulaziz Lishail, pilot instructor and commercial pilot.
Welcome back, dear viewers. After this interesting introduction, we are glad to have with us today Captain Abdulaziz Lishail, pilot instructor and commercial pilot. Hello and good morning,
Good
Captain.
morning, Saad, and thank you for having me.
First of all, tell us why you are passionate about aviation, and tell us, is it a profession or a hobby?
I believe it's in my genes, let's say.
In your genes?
Yeah, so I believe this is the reason. That's number one. It came from my father, so he's an engineer, aviation engineer, let's say. No, it's not my profession.
It's not your profession, but it's your hobby, right?
It's my hobby.
It's very expensive hobby. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So it is expensive, yes, but I believe having a plan, let's say a budget plan for that, you will be able to get your, let's say, your license. So starting with all the certificates or the license. So you have the first license, which is the private pilot license. You have the rating, which is an instrument rating. After that, you have the commercial license.
So this is running in your blood. It's a family tradition.
It is.
So tell us, how did the hobby become a passion and love and educational attainment in the field of aviation and training? What is your role in the field of training in the world of aviation?
I found that maybe when I was studying in the college, let's say. I like to teach my friends, let's say, especially when I was in the college and in the university. So this has been transferred to my work.
Yes.
During my job, there was some role where I have to conduct some trainings there, and then it goes to the aviation. I have to be an instructor. So I studied for that, got it.
So tell us, what is the aviation science and what are the advantages of studying aviation?
Saad, aviation, when we said aviation science, we're talking about a big umbrella. So aviation science, there's a lot of fields that goes under it. So you have aviation mechanics. You're talking about ATC, let's say security, piloting, whether it can be. So it's a huge field when we talk.
And this field is developing every year, right? From research and new techniques, maybe in aviation science.
Aviation is logistic.
Yes.
Now it's all about logistic, and everybody saw the importance of logistic during Corona. So
what skills does a person need to study aviation science?
Discipline.
He needs something like, of course, passion.
Passion for sure.
I know something like you need to have a very good eyesight.
Yes, 6/6 with
if you want to be a pilot, of course.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Discipline is the most important thing, and time management for me. This is from my perspective.
So you think this is not an easy major to be in, right?
It is an easy if you have a proper time management. If you really focus for 2 years, you will be happy for the rest of your life.
So you are a pilot and also instructor.
Yes,
this
sir.
is something make you a very unique breed, you know, because you know how the pilots face difficulties. Tell us about the difficulties they face in your difficulties.
During study, you mean?
Yes.
During study, most of the issues, because they just graduate from high school, all of a sudden they go to be a pilot. They thought being a pilot is wearing the uniform, taking pictures. It's not like that.
So this is something for show. You think that?
Yeah.
So what do you think? After they finish school, they should have something before they manage to come to studying?
My advice is do not open, because this is one of the common questions.
Yeah.
What should I study before I go? What should I read before I go to the university? Before I go to the aviation school? Don't open anything, because whoever will suffer is the instructor.
It's very harsh, but let's talk about the universities that teach aviation here in the world. Tell us about the universities. Where are they and why they are good, if they are?
Just a small definition. Whoever is teaching, whoever is giving the pilot certificate or the pilot, let's say, license, is not a university, is a flight school. So it has to be approved from not higher education, no, it has to be approved from the civil aviation of that country. So that's the thing. So there is a lot of flight school among the world.
Where are they? In the Middle East or?
Let's say Europe and US.
And the USA.
Europe and US.
Yeah. And okay, tell us about more about the pilot's lifestyle from personal point of view. Who's the pilot profession suitable for?
Who have a really passion for aviation.
Yes.
Um,
Define passion, because everyone is, this pilot profession is very interesting and very attractive, let's say.
yeah.
So everyone would say that I am passionate to have this profession. Tell us more. Forget about passion. What is suitable for someone with high discipline person, do you
High
think?
disciplined person.
Yes.
Good time management. He needs to have a good time management.
Yes.
He will gain a lot of skills for sure during his study and after and during his let's say profession. He will gain a lot of skills.
There is a universal stigma about the pilot. He's being not with his family, always traveling. Is it true?
It is kind of true, but I always give it an example. We have a lot of people here in Kuwait who works in shift. So I always said it's kind of similar that you are working in shifts.
In the world of aviation, there are a lot of license. Tell us about what kind of license in aviation. What types, what ranks?
So it's a little bit complicated, and there is misunderstanding here in the world, not in Kuwait. So I will focus in two major, let's say, license.
Yes.
So you have the European license and you have the American license.
So you have two licenses from Europe and...
No, in the world there is
What
two
the difference?
common.
What the difference between the two?
This the American is from the Federal Aviation Administration.
Yes.
The EASA is from Europe, so countries in Europe. Some countries has been, let's say, approved the US license. Some of them they approve only the EASA license, which is the European license. Here in Kuwait, they approve the UK license and European license.
What about the US?
US, you have to be US. If you want to work in US, you have to be graduate from, let's say, US, or you have a license, a US license.
In terms of the license, when you study the license,
Okay.
is there a difference between studying in the UK and in the plane, I mean, or techniques, technology, the same?
Studying aviation,
The same.
You're studying the same airplane, propeller, single engine.
So this is interesting to know that they have two different things,
Yes.
but they are the same in core, right?
Yes. Same income.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us your social media account broadcast awareness videos. Tell us about the importance of this content and its role in reducing phobia of flying and correcting most prominent misinformation about the world of aviation.
Whoever has Europhobia, we call it. So how we will overcome that?
First,
is-
what is Europhobia?
It's the phobia from flying.
It's called again?
Europhobia, let's say.
Europhobia.
Yeah.
Flying, being the pilot or flying as a passenger?
As a passenger.
As a passenger.
As a passenger. So how to overcome this is to educate the
Yes.
passenger.
How to educate?
My content is not directly educating them. It's mainly for, let's say, student pilots, people passionate about pilot, and they want to learn more about, let's say, the pilot training, and general aviation is the most important.
And now, Captain Abdulaziz, tell us about aviation in Kuwait. What do you think? Where are we, and do you think we are walking in the right path toward better aviation in Kuwait?
I hope there will be. I hope to be a general aviation in Kuwait. Unfortunately, there is no general aviation.
What is general aviation?
Is flying, let's say, unscheduled flying. Any
Unscheduled.
unscheduled flying called general aviation.
And now again, what is scheduled aviation?
Scheduled aviation, يعني scheduled flight. Sorry, scheduled flight is like the airline. You have a schedule for the flights,
Yes.
right? For general aviation, like what is happening, مثلا in Europe or in US, where everybody has his own aircraft, he can fly and go after having a flight plan wherever he wants.
Yes. So and now I think it's a personal question to you. You are a skydiver also.
Yes.
So you enjoy falling from the plane.
Yes.
What is the correlation? Do you have bad dreams about falling? Is it or?
It's just experience.
Yes. It's very scary for someone to have like a scuba diver and take the tank off.
So
to
I believe, oh, yes, it is scary, but I believe is to fight it is to try it.
I said it before, I said it again, it's a special breed, and we are honored to have you here in Good Morning Kuwait. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was Captain Abdulaziz Al-Shail, pilot instructor and commercial pilot. And now, dear viewers, we will go to a quick break and we will be right back. Welcome back, dear viewers. We came back from two interview segments. It was very interesting to meet a pilot, Sarah.
Yes, amazing. A pilot and also an engineer from,
Yes.
let's say, he's like a team leader in LPG operation in Shaiba.
Yes.
It was amazing how he explained how the procedures being done with the member, the staff member of engineers, how to do, how to secure the gas cylinders, and can see in our houses and restaurants. It's really amazing. They do a really great job.
They're doing a great job, of course. Our current generation, which is a plant, was planted years ago, and now we can see that we saw them, and we hope we present to you a very good interview and informative and very interesting also.
Exactly. I hope, dear viewers, you enjoyed our episode as much as we did. See you for next time and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Have a lovely day and see you tomorrow.